Hi guys, welcome back to London. Today I'm in Brick Lane. See the street signs there, Brick Lane in English. I guess that's Brick Lane in Indian. We're here to visit a Sunday market, so let's do this. Hi guys, welcome back to London. I'm in the East End of London, Brick Lane. The weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. It's a Sunday today, but I'm at the Whitechapel end of Brick Lane, down at the Shoreditch end where we're headed on weekends. There's a market. It's probably at its fullest on Sundays. They sell all sorts. I'm here for the street food. It's a big street food market. There's an indoor one. Kind of starts at the Truman Brewery halfway down the street. There's a big indoor one often at weekends in one of the Truman breweries and behind and on the street. Beyond that there's all sorts for sale in the shops and in the markets. There's a market on the street and then in all the little back streets shooting off Brick Lane and in the car parks, and they sell all sorts of household goods. If you can take it from a house, they sell it. Watches, clocks, cars, stereos, bikes. There's quite a lot of pedal bikes, but yeah, vintage. I'm here for the food. This part of London, as you can see, well, if you look in the background, I'm walking down this street, there's quite a lot of Asian restaurants, Indian restaurants. I think the East End of London up until about the 1700s was the outskirts of London. It was rural. And it was home to the rich. This was the outskirts of town. People had their out of town country houses here. Kings lived out in the East End of London. That started to change from the 1700s onwards as London sprawled outwards. Middle classes moved in, the rich moved out, further out. And yeah, eventually it turned into pretty much a slum. And an industrialised one, and nobody wanted to live it. It's romanticised, but that's the reality. People didn't want to live it, and it was cheap. So, first of all, I think in the by the late 1700s, got an influx of persecuted immigrants, one after another. French Huguenots to start with, so there would have been a French influence here. Then following that in the late 1800s, persecution of the Jews began in Eastern Europe, so you had a big Jewish community moved in from the late 1800s. And that continued until obviously after the Second World War, and some of the first synagogues in London are here, just in these streets. And then from the 50s and 60s, I think, big Bengali and Pakistani community moved in, and then you get a mosque, and that's continued. There's always obviously been an English population, an indigenous Cockney population, I guess, but yeah, it's always been home to immigrants, and they bring influence with them and amazing taste. But that's changing again. I think the Bengali and Pakistani influence is waning a little bit. It's like all of the predecessors, the Jewish immigrants, they didn't aspire to, when you did well for yourself, you didn't aspire to a bigger house in the East End. You aspired to get out, either further east to Essex, to the counties, or to further west in London. And yeah, a lot of the Jewish community left. There's very little of that left. And I guess now some of the original Pakistani and Bengali are. Also, the kind of work that was here changed, so there's still a big Asian community though. But yeah, I think the wealthy middle classes are kind of reclaim the city, and that's happening everywhere. I guess people's longer working days, they want shorter commutes, and they're rediscovering inner city life. But we're here at this is really where the market starts. Most of that way was sort of a lot of Indian restaurants. This is the old Truman Brewery. It closed in the late 80s, I think. Now it's used as event space, and there's a big food market in this building here. Got some amazing street art in this part of town as well. A lot of artists and photographers come in to snap away in front of these, front of this art. But yeah, look, graffiti, street art, call it what you like, but it's everywhere here. At the end of this street here, this is the corner of the old Black Eagle Brewery here, Brick Lane. If you walk to the end of that street, you're at Spitalfields Market. But the street market starts pretty much here, just under the walkway across Brick Lane, and yeah, you can see the massive crowds already down there. It's lunchtime. But yeah, I'm looking to get some coffee for a start, and then some lunch. I think I'd be crazy to drive down here or even attempt it. Look at the crowd. It's about half a mile to a non-pedestrianised street that way towards Shoreditch. Bagel shops, two world-renowned famous bagel shops. Again, I guess a throwback to the Jewish influence that started in the 1880s, and they've remained 24 hours a day. I think that's what they're renowned for. Somewhere you can get a bite to eat 24 hours a day. But yeah, street markets, food markets in all these little back lots of the brewery, and all the car parks of the buildings from here on in. So you can find a coffee and something to eat. It's so busy, so packed, it's great. Real vibrant street food market. Every inch of space is that they can use, they do use. There's a huge, these entranceways look quite small, but they open up into huge expanses of the old brewery. Check that out. Black taxi cab converted into an espresso bar. I got a black Americano. The guy was saying it's called the Black Cab Coffee Company. Yeah, the Black Cab Coffee Company. He said he's made a few of them for other people, but he's the only one called the Black Cab Coffee Company. He's got a coffee shop and roasters the company has in Vauxhall. Yeah, he might be converting a few more if Uber do their carrying on doing their thing. They've become a rare breed. Sad, but let's try the coffee. It's good espresso. Right, and have a look around the market stalls. See all the streets. offshoot in Brick Lane. There's all little market stalls dotted about everywhere, selling all sorts, as well as all the shops as well. A lot of those are open, but yeah, I'll take a walk around, decide what I want for brunch. Okay, this is the Spitalfields end of Brick Lane. The road does continue across there, but this is at this end. This is the start of the market. Again, a real eclectic mix of stalls. This end is famous for, well, one thing, and it's a bit of a relic of the big Jewish community that was here. Bagels, and in particular salt beef bagels, which is a traditional Jewish dish. So, and there are two shops. One claims to be the oldest, both claim to be the best. Bagel bake. Making hot salt beef bagels in the window with pickles, and in between them is what was the pub, the Jolly Butchers. It's now a coffee shop, Brick Lane Coffee. And the other bagel shop here, separated by a pub, is the bagel shop. Rainbow bagels are a thing. Sold out. They don't taste any different, it's just colouring, but they look cool. But yeah, queues for both of those are massive. That's what all those people are outside doing, queuing for a bagel. I think the most popular ones are salmon and cream cheese, and the old favourite salt beef. I do like a salt beef one, but I don't fancy the queue. I want to get some of the check out some of the more interesting street food up at the market, the street food market. See a lot of signs like this in the area for wholesalers, manufacturers, garments, clothing. Traditionally the East End of London, particularly this part, was the home of London's rag trade, the fashion industry, and they used to manufacture here. That's why the immigrants came here in the first instance. There was a lot of clothing and fashion manufacturing going on here, and originally it was the Jewish immigrants that came, set up and worked, and they were replaced in the 50s and 60s. That's what the Pakistani and Bangladeshi immigrants were coming here to do. There was work here, manufacturing. Ultimately it all died. Improvements in human rights, working conditions here in Britain, and quite a high minimum wage, progressively increasing, has made manufacturing here all but impossible to compete at the lower end with Asia and other countries. And one thing the British are comfortable doing, even if they're not comfortable having poor human rights and poor working conditions, low wages here for themselves on their own doorstep, they're more than happy to offshore it. and import poor human rights and low wages, poor working conditions. So though most people wear imported clothing, they don't have much choice. Okay, this is the street food section of the market. It looks incredible, the smells amazing, and that's the great thing about street food markets. You can, you're not reading a menu, you can see what's cooking, you can smell what's cooking, you can see people walking around with the finished products. And yeah, it's although there's a lot of choice, when you see what you fancy, it's a much easier decision to make than simply reading a menu. And I've certainly seen something that I fancy that's caught my eye, and it's from a stall called the Poutinerie. I'm going to go for the Ribman Poutine, chips, cheese curd, gravy and some very special rib meat.
Thanks, man. Have a good one, dude.
Hi, can I get a Ribman one, please?
He's been cooking 3 days. Oh yeah, you gotta help him. Gotta grab that one. That hot sauce, yeah?
Yes, please.
Nice. There you go, dude.
Hey, Chris.
£8, man.
Cheers.
Have a nice one. Look excited.
I am excited.
In a while, or?
No, and then I'm walking down here again on Friday.
It has that effect on people, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's delicious. The gravy, I love it.
There's a market stall here every Sunday called the Ribman, and it's a world-renowned rib meat, pork rib meat, and the guy who runs it was a butcher who was seriously injured in a car crash, and started up a market stall selling ribs and hot sauce, amazing hot sauce called Holy F-U-C-K, Holy Sauce, and yeah, people make a beeline for his stall. It's so popular, all the other street food sellers are still trading. His pitch was there. All that remained is that mess on the floor behind him, because it's that popular, it's sold out and gone. It's barely lunchtime. However, that Poutine store sell the Ribman's rib meat, and I've had it a lot of times. It is delicious, and you get it you can either get rib meat or you can get the rib meat in a bun. But that Poutine store do the rib meat, the Ribman rib meat, with his holy hot sauce on top of Canadian poutine. So chips, cheese, curd, Ribman rib meat, and holy fuck hot sauce. If you're in town, definitely get a bottle of that hot sauce. It's amazing. Try not to get too big a dose of the hot sauce in one go, because it is hot. Amazing rib meat, slow cooked. And that sauce is hot. On top of the poutine, the chips. It's incredible. I think I prefer it as the poutine dish than just on a bread roll. Obviously you don't get quite so much rib meat, but yeah, gravy, chips, cheese curd, Ribman rib meat and hot sauce. come here to Brick Lane, to the Sunday street food market. And I think the Rib Man's only here on Sundays. I think he's somewhere else on Saturdays. Yeah, if you come here to the street food market, I definitely recommend either the Rib Man, the rib meat, a bottle of the hot sauce, or rib meat with chips from the Canadian Poutine store. I think this is the winner. Got the rib meat, gooey cheese curd, chips. Right, I'm going to chow down on this, and then we'll take another look around. I guess certainly in the middle, maybe at the very heart of Brick Lane, is the Old Brewery. It's a massive hodgepodge of buildings as it expanded, and yeah, it's now used for, since the late 80s when it closed, it's now used for all sorts of clothing shops and bars and restaurants. There's an entrance into the actual brewery buildings itself, the lower ground floor here, where weekends they hold a market. This was the loading bay of the brewery, and yeah, now it's all cool shops and markets. So yeah, definitely recommend a trip to Brick Lane and take a look around. Rough Trade Records. It's the biggest vinyl record shop I've seen since I was a kid, I think. Bars, modern vintage clothing, and then indoor market spaces. Here's another, this courtyard here, again back of the brewery, whole nother street food market. Pretty cool. Coffee festival. And a big old London bus turned into a coffee bar. The entrance here to the Sunday market inside the brewery, Sunday Up Market. Shut today. Must be shut for an event. But yeah, normally in there each Saturday and Sunday there's a indoor food market, arts and crafts market. Yeah, there's definitely an event in there. That's the queue for from the front doors to whatever event's going on in there. I guess it's something to do with the coffee event. Popular, whatever it is. Okay, somehow I've ended up at the far end of Brick Lane, and on the doorstep here of Spitalfields Market. At the end of this street there's Poppy's Fish and Chips. There's a video about Poppy's in the my other videos. I'll put a link to that video below.
Anyway, that's on the way.
Poppy's Fish and Chips, delicious fish and chips in there. If you want fish, if you're at Brick Lane, fancy fish and chips. And that's Spitalfields Indoor Market, very close to Brick Lane. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to call it a day there. Hope you enjoyed this trip to Brick Lane. Right at the end of the street, Brick Lane is. But yeah, great coffee out the back of a black taxi. Quick look at the bagel shops at the Shoreditch end, and that rib meat on top of the Canadian poutine. Tripping over. Yeah, that was delicious. Definitely recommend a trip either to the Rib Man or to that poutine store. I'm going to head over, take a look around in Spitalfields Market, maybe get a drink, but I'm going to call it a day vlog in here. Don't want this to be another epic feature length one. I hope you enjoyed Brick Lane. Quick trip, and definitely recommend a trip there if you're in town on Sundays. So until next time, thanks for watching. Toodles. Okay, I know some of you are going to want to see inside Spitalfields Market. This is a whole nother vlog for a whole nother day. But I'll give you a quick sneak peek. There are videos from here on my channel. Let's check out my other videos. But here's a quick sneak peek at what's inside. Okay, so you're getting a quick sneak peek inside here. So until next time, toodles.